Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we'll be reviewing the Range Rover Velar. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Land Rover here in Lehigh for giving me some time with this Velar. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. If you have any questions, just ask for Bradley. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Powering this is a turbo 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed. Fuel economy is 22 around town, 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 247 horsepower and then 269 pound-feet of torque. Now before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Of course, we got the Range Rover logo front and center, and then you can see Range Rover here up top. Now the headlights are pretty flush with the grille here. It's a big part of the design to make it look a little bit more minimalist. But then you do have these little trim pieces here at the bottom that kind of, especially with that front splitter, make it look quite a bit more aggressive. But yeah, it really does look like a mini full-size or a mini sport. Tire and wheel setup is 255 by 50 by 20. Got completely blacked out wheels with this one, and this whole thing is just basically blacked out. I mean, there are some trim pieces like that are gray that break things up a little bit. Now the Velar does have the pop-out door handles, which is another cool element. And then just like a big full size, you can see how it tapers off towards the end. So it's got that really beautiful kind of, again, tapered off design. Now this leads us to the key fob where we've got the Land Rover logo. You've got your lock and unlock function, opening for the hatch, has to pop on the lights. And this is pretty spacious in the back. I'd say it's similar in size to like a Toyota RAV4, maybe a little bit bigger, but just for a size comparison. Got a cargo cover built in from the factory. This is cool. They give you a little storage box there, which is nice. It's actually a 12 volt here in the back too. Now you can see the taillights go across, and then Range Rover Velar down below. Parking sensors there at the bottom, and there's the rest of the rear. Now let's leave this inside, so if the door handle's not out, just press the little button and then it'll pop it out. And we've got really nice trim up top, down below as well. I think the door handle and everything feels very premium in here. Look at these seats. Pretty cool looking overall. Getting in's pretty easy. Got good legroom. A storage cubby there. Got vents here in the rear, heated seats, USB ports, 12 volt as well. And then it tapers off, so it does get in the way of headroom a little bit, but it's not too bad. Now this leads us up front, where again you've got more of that nice soft touch trim all over the door panel. This comes with stuff like memory seats, got nice finish on the window controls, blind spot running with the mirrors. And here are the front seats, again more nice trim, perforated all down the center section. Power adjustments there on the side. And then this is cool, so you got soft touch here on the dash, but then you've also got more soft touch and stitching across. Definitely looks fancy. And let's pop it on. Ooh. Now I've got nice stitching around the airbag cover with the Range Rover logo. Practical controls for the center on the one side. Paddle shifters on the back as well, by the way. Cruise control there on the other side with the heated steering wheel function. And this has the two-tone steering wheel, which is kind of a nice finish. And then we've got regular stocks there on the back. Nice digital gauge cluster with this. You can customize the information it displays. You can also customize, doing a single dial or two dials like what this has. And it will show you your fuel range there off to the side, which is another nice bit of information. We've got a 360 camera system with this. You have the 3D view as well. Sorry, I didn't pick up my finger there. And then everything's built into the screen now. So it does quickly respond, but you do have to kind of dive into tabs for stuff. So like drive modes, you have to press that. And then you even have off-road modes, and you got to kind of go into a little bit of a screen situation, right? And then for climate, same thing. It's not the worst thing on the planet, but it definitely does take a second to get used to it and memorize where everything is displayed. Like I showed you guys earlier, nice trim all across the dash there. Got a little storage cubby here, actually, so press that open. And then this is all that's in this area, is the little shifter. So very minimalist, as they say. We've got some cup holders here, center console, again, nice trim on the top, just a regular rearview mirror, and then this one does have a panoramic center. Here's our window sticker for this particular Velar. You guys can see we've got a few options added to it. Total MSRP, $69,287, and this one's a dynamic SE, by the way. But let's see how it performs. And Velar. Funny enough, I just lived with one of these for the week. It was also a 4-cylinder, but that one had the air suspension. This one does not. So a little bit of a different setup in terms of equipment and everything. I think the Velar is really cool. And you know, sometimes I just reviewed an Evoque before this. Sometimes I think that the Velar should just be the entry level for Range Rover. I don't know. I mean, the way that I kind of see it is with this type of Range Rover, people are buying it for the comfort that Range Rover offers and then the status as well. And so it's like you could have the entry level, which is the Velar, the Sport, which is like the mid, and then the full size, right? Which is the top dog, top of the line, all the status. And then the Defender. That's kind of the way that I would see it. It would make sense in my opinion. Defender would just be on its own little world. Hey, the Discovery and the Evoque, I think they're really nice cars because they still have all the same stuff as the other Range Rovers. I just think that the Evoque's really small. I think it's a cool city car. And then but yeah, it's just I don't know. It's not status symbol enough, right? If that makes sense. And then the Discovery, everyone just gets the Defender now. Because the Discovery does all the same stuff as the Defender, but the Defender just looks cooler. This is a smooth ride though, I will say that. Even without the air suspension, these actually drive pretty darn well, because I mean, it's a unibody SUV with independent suspension, so it's gonna have a nicer ride on road. And one benefit about the 4-cylinder is good fuel economy, so you do get pretty good fuel range and at almost 400 miles on the tank. But it is peaky. It's smooth, but yeah, you definitely get quite a bit of the power up top. It's like most 4-cylinder turbos. So it's not quite as smooth as the inline 6. My advice there is, if you can afford the inline 6, I think it's worth it. Just because of the extra torque that provides on the low end, and then it's just a little bit less peaky, a little bit smoother. Inline 6s tend to still develop decent power on the low end, and then they obviously have that top end too, so it's all the way through the power band. It's really nice. Man, this thing drives well. Definitely like the air suspension version that I had as a tester for a week a little bit more in terms of the comfort, but this is still very comfortable, very easy to drive. So overall with the Velar, again, like I said, I think this should be Range Rover's entry level. I think that the Evoque, I don't know, it's a nice car. It still has all the same, like you get in the Evoque interior and it's actually really nice. It has all the same interior elements and everything. Has the same engine, has the same UI. It's just, this seems like the right size to start out with, because again, as you go up, you know, from this to the full size to the, or sorry, to the Sport to the full size, the vehicle gets bigger, right? The powertrains also get more powerful, or the option of powertrains, I should say. So it just kind of, and they're all styled very similar. Like if you, to the untrained eye, if you see an Evoque, yeah, you can tell that's a different vehicle. But if you see a Velar, you see a Sport, you see a full size, like you can kind of tell. But I think that it definitely, to the untrained eye, it's less easy to discern the difference between them. So let me know what you guys think about the Velar, but I think this is it's a nice, more affordable Range Rover, right? It's not cheap by any means, but it's more affordable, and I don't feel like you really concede much with this in terms of the driving dynamics and the comfort, and then definitely the interior. Like this feels just as nice as a Sport or an entry-level full size. It's actually, I think you'd be impressed when you get inside one of these.